What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So let me show you. I want to show you this headline, and I'm going to give a shout out to Bob for sending me this. You can send me an email at david@thetecshow.com if you have some information that you want to share with me and you want me to share it on the show. So let me show you the headline first, and then I'm going to talk about how this is happening and how you could potentially be in a situation where you'll be able to receive a retroactive check. Okay, now we're talking about the Social Security Fairness Act. Okay, so you have to qualify under the Social Security Fairness Act. But let me read the headline first. It says Social Security mistake could be worth $5,500 for spouses. Okay, so let me give you kind of a situation. And thousands of people are facing this situation right now. So when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act, part of that bill, when it was passed, it eliminated GPO. So let me give you a scenario of an individual, and this individual worked, they paid into a pension, they did not pay into Social Security. However, they qualify for spousal benefits. So they're receiving a pension currently, and they qualify for spousal benefits, which means their spouse paid into Social Security. Now, these individuals that qualify for spousal benefits, they wanted to apply for spousal benefits through the Social Security Administration. And the Social Security Administration in the past, let's say this was 10 years ago, they went to apply for spousal benefits. Social Security said, look, you're not going to receive anything in Social Security benefits because you're earning a pension. So you're going to be zeroed out. So it makes no sense for you to apply. And we had Social Security staff saying this to people. So they didn't apply. So now fast forward to the elimination of weapon GPO. So the Social Security Fairness Act passes. Now, January 5th of this year, people started looking at, well, you know what? I can start receiving some benefits because they eliminated GPO. And GPO is the reason why I wasn't able to receive benefits in the past. And so they go ahead and they apply. And so they apply for spousal benefits and they qualify and they start receiving their increase. And they receive back pay for 6 months. However, when you look at the Social Security Fairness Act, the Social Security Fairness Act went back 1 year. So that retroactive check that they received for only 6 months would have been 1 year if they applied 10 years ago. So if they were able to actually apply when the Social Security staff said, there's no reason to apply, if they went ahead and applied, even though they weren't going to receive anything in benefits, they would have seen that retroactive check for 1 year and not for 6 months. Because what's happening now is if you apply for spousal benefits, they can go back 6 months if you would have qualified 6 months prior. They'll go back 6 months and give you a retroactive check. But realistically, you should be getting a year. And so that's a scenario. Thousands of people are facing this right now. So let me show you. We'll go back to this article real quick, and I want to show you. You have some senators right now that are fighting for that 1 year retroactive check. And so here are the senators here. You have Senator Bill Cassidy, you have Senator Susan Collins, Senator John Cornyn, and Senator John Fetterman. And so these are the politicians right now, the senators that are fighting for that retroactive check, that full amount. And if you were to see the full amount, so right now you have people, there are a lot of people, when it comes to GPO, when it comes to spousal benefits, those spousal benefit checks are pretty big. And so when you look at the retroactive check, it's 10,000 plus. A lot of these people are receiving 10,000 plus for that retroactive check. And those retroactive checks, they were going out in March. You still have some going out this month. And people should be seeing their monthly increase this month as well. And so the reason why this article is saying 5,500 is because that's probably pretty accurate when you look at the retroactive checks. Because right now, they're only receiving a retroactive check for 6 months. But if you double that, then yes, it would be around 10,000, 11,000. So that's the reason why they're saying that. And so this is good news. It is good news for those individuals who would qualify for spousal benefits or would have qualified for spousal benefits prior to January of 2024. And so that's what they're focused on here. And let me go back to the article one more time. I just want to show you a few more things. And it says right here, many of those same retirees are now being told they were eligible all along, but only for 6 months of retroactive benefits, not the full year they are entitled under the law. And this is another thing that I was talking about. The fact that, and I talked about this in a previous video, the fact that Social Security, the staff would be telling them you don't have to apply, they should have been applying back then, because you don't know what's going to happen with GPO and WEP. You never knew. And so they should have been telling them now, because then there would have been a record. And so now there's no record of an application. However, there's a record that they did contact the Social Security Administration. And so maybe they can go off that. And I'm thinking that's probably what they're going to do in this matter. They're going to look at it and they're going to say, okay, well, they called, they wanted to apply, but they were told that they shouldn't apply. Now, just in the future, if you are advised by the Social Security or any government agency or anybody, you always want to keep records. That's the way I am. You know, maybe it's just coming from my background, coming from my career. I always wanted documentation. And so if I was in a situation like that, I would definitely say, no, I want to apply anyway. Even though it takes more time, I want to apply because I want there to be documentation of this meeting that we had. And so just in the future, if you are faced with a situation where you have someone saying, yeah, you know what, you really don't even need to apply, you probably are going to want to do that. And so where are we right now? So Senator Bill Cassidy, Collins, Cornyn, Fetterman, they sent a letter to the acting commissioner, Dudek. So, and they're basically saying, look, this is not fair, and you guys need to make adjustments to this. And so we'll have to see if they do make these adjustments. And I'm thinking this is pretty much a no-brainer. If you have staff that are saying that and they're saying not to apply, but they would have qualified back then, it's a no-brainer. And so what will probably end up happening in the future, you're going to have people that received their 6 months already, so they're retroactive for 6 months, and then the Social Security Administration is going to send them another check, and that's going to be for, actually, it'll probably be 7 months, because 6 months, right now people are receiving retroactive checks for about 13 months. So it'll probably be 7 months that they add to the 6 months that they've already received. But I think that's the best resolution when it comes to this case. Now, they are going to have to look into cases, and you might have to appeal in order to receive that extra money. But if you are in the situation right now, and just like I was talking about, keep a record. So if you are in the situation where you received the 6 months, so you applied after January 5th, you received the 6 months, but you didn't receive that full year, I would make sure that you set up an appointment, appeal it, or set up an appointment to talk with Social Security just to let them know that you should have received a full year or a full 13 months because you would have qualified and you contacted the Social Security Administration years ago and they told you not to apply because you wouldn't receive anything in benefits. So if you fall into that category, you want to have that documented because if the Social Security Administration, if they change course on this and they say, okay, yes, we're going to go ahead and honor the 13 months, you want to make sure you have that documentation showing, okay, these are the steps that I took. That will help the Social Security Administration figure out if they're going to send that full 13 months. And so I would advise that right now. And we're in April. You can go ahead and call the Social Security Administration, let them know that you saw that there's some senators that are fighting for this full year, and you want to appeal the fact that you only received 6 months. That's the way that I would handle it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.